Welcome to the practice exam practice inside of GMetrix. So we've already got our access code listed. For today, what we're going to do is click our new test, and then click our program. So for IBA, you are going to be choosing Word, and for digital multimedia, you'll click PowerPoint. And I'll use Word as our example. We're still under training mode, so no changes there. And then once we get into select a test and see our options, even though it looks like it's short, it's really not that short. So we are going to go the practice exam 1 training for today. So the core practice exam is a little bit different than the skills review. The screen looks the same, still the same cut score, but once you get in, it's going to look different. Now this is what the test will look like when you actually get into our real certification test. So the way that it's going to work, you still have your screen here for Microsoft Word. And then you've got your questions. Now this is not one at a time. So you can see as I scroll down, you can see that there are all 29 questions included in one document. Now right here, if I go ahead and click on number 1, then question number 1 will actually show up under the instructions. So this is what it tells me to do. And then if I scroll down a little bit, you can see that is the end of the question. But sometimes you're going to have questions that actually, like this one right here, that actually go multiple screens, and it's hard to see. So the first thing that I like to do inside of the practice is go down and use this dock option. I click it, and I'm going to say undock window. Now, if you ever don't like the way that it looks, if you click Restore Windows, it's going to go exactly back to where you started from. But again, I'm going to choose undock window. Now, I'm going to click on the button here to resize my screen. Then I'm going to resize my Microsoft Word screen and then just adjust this to fit in the extra space. Now, you're going to have to kind of play around with it until you get it to where you like, but the goal here is that we can see the questions a lot easier. And then when we click on resources, this is actually going to be the answer key for everything that you finish. So by the time you're finished with your page 1, it should look like this one. And then your page 2 will look like this one. So all this information is there. But again, under instructions, we want to make sure that we can see it. So once I finish resizing and I feel good, then I'm ready to get started. Now you can tell we just spent a minute and a half just readjusting our screen, but I'm going to tell you it's worth it. So difference here is if I click on number 1, it says apply a theme to a document. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this question, click design, and then we're going to choose our theme and then match. There's Ion. So there's my Ion theme. Now if I check this box, you can see right here that actually will change the shading so that the question is marked green. So that way we know that we've done it. Now after you answer, the other part of this that's new is you need to save the changes in your document. If you don't do this one and you don't click save, and then you should see the progress right here, but it was so fast that it disappeared. So what we want to do is make sure that we're saving as we go. So the way that this practice exam works is you do all of the questions, you save your changes as you go, and when you click submit at the end or grade, then it's going to grade everything that you finished. So if you don't save, then there will be nothing here to get graded. So it'll be a 0. Now again, let's say you go through here, and some of these are easy, some of them are not. And let's say you come across one that you want to see if you got right or wrong. Because we don't have that one question and then yes, got it right, or no, got it wrong. There is still a way to do that. So it says to change the background color. We're still under the design tab, so then I'm going to go under, and it says blue-gray, accent 5, lighter by 60%. I have to match the entire thing. So that's the one that it wants. Now I'm going to pick the wrong one, just on accident here, or on purpose accident, just so that we can go down to the bottom and check it. So let's say I hit save, and this one, yeah, I'm not sure about. So I want to see, did I get it right or wrong? Now I've already answered it, so I'm just going to check it off. But then down at the bottom, and I can't see this because my screen is not big enough, there's an option down here that says grade project. Now this does not send it to me yet. So if I click grade project, it says, do we want to grade and submit? But I'm going to go ahead and click yes. Then it's going to grade question 1 and 2 and all the others. And you can see question 1 I got right, but question 2, the one that I was confused about, it marked it wrong. Now I'm going to click retry. So if you go from here and you click continue, then it will send me this sad little score. But if we click back to retry, it's going to take us back to our screen. It's going to open our document back up, and then this way we can continue. Now it did readjust my screen here, so I would need to move it over and get it set again. But that's just, again, something that you're going to have to kind of get used to in this version of the practice exam, because getting your screen set is a big, big part. And if you get it set correctly, where you feel good, you feel comfortable, then it should make everything else that you do a little bit easier. So if I go back, let's just adjust that color to the right one. So then I can do page colors. Let's pick the correct color. I'm going to save my changes, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom, and one more time click grade. Now, yes, grade and submit, but then it should tell me question number 1, yes, question number 2, yes. So if you come across something and you don't know what to do, or you don't know if you did it correctly or not, you don't have to wait until you get all the way to the end to get that feedback. But then again, from here, we just click retry. Now, a couple of other tools that you have while this is opening. Every time this recovery thing opens, I just click close. And the reason that it does that is because Word and our wireless connection here aren't really talking to each other. So it thinks that every time we click it, we didn't mean to, and then it needs to open back up what we had before it closed out. So once I get reset, just a couple of other resources. So let's say that you get to another question and you're really stumped. You try it, the light bulb is still here. So if you click it, then it shows your options there. But let's just say you're not having a good go at it. The Show Me tab here at the top is actually someone completing this test. There's no sound, but then if I click on play, it's going to open it up. It should pull up YouTube for us and will actually show us everything that we have. So then if I, fast forward to whatever that question is, you can see this is how that person actually does what we're doing. Now their view is a little different. They've got 2 pages at one time. Doesn't matter. So you can see they did what I did, clicked I on, and then for the next one, they're going to check it off and then move to the next one. So if you need help at any point, you always do have that option for the video, and then that way you can check and see if you got it right. And then finally, resources. So this one, again, this one's new. Now this will be on the real actual test. The video, no. But this one, the actual answer key, will be on the test. So once you've picked your background color, and we remember how we weren't sure if it was the right one or not, you can compare your color. Now we haven't done all the other options, so I can't check everything, but that'll at least get me started. So this is the version that the real test is going to be. You're going to get one project file, and then all of the questions are done to this one file. Now, this is, I would say, 90% accurate for your actual real test. All of the options I see here, I've seen those on the real tests. So if you can go through this, finish it in a pretty good amount of time, and save along the way, and at the end you feel pretty comfortable, then you should be set. So let's get started.